On August 8, 2005, 100 delegates from 14 countries arrived in Dawson City, the site of the Klondike Gold Rush, to inquire into the condition of the gold market. The following is a summary of their findings. Gold has been and remains money, the most important money in the world, the only immutable and lasting currency, potentially the most powerful currency.
The United States military, when it packs the emergency kits of its fighter pilots, does not pack them with US dollars or euros or won or yen or any of the paper currencies. It packs them with these little things, 100-year-old quarter-ounce British sovereigns, gold coins. Why is that? That's because at all times and in all circumstances, this remains money.
Oleg Mozhaikov, the deputy chairman of the Russian Central Bank, in a speech a year ago to the bullion dealers, cited Gada's work about the suppression of the gold price. And he said, according to their work, if gold were to have kept up with inflation, gold would be between $740 and $750 US. That's the number 2 guy at the Russian Central Bank.
Central banks are suppressing the gold price to make their own currencies seem stronger and to build confidence in the international reserve currency, the US dollar.
Our monetary system is, after all, just a confidence game. If people lose confidence in the dollar, the system doesn't so much collapse as evaporate. There is no better way to undermine confidence in government's funny money than to let real money run free.
Annual gold demand is 1,500 tons above production. The gap is being filled and the price held down by central bank dishoarding. The central banks are accounting for their remaining gold reserves deceptively.
The reason the price of gold is hundreds of dollars per ounce below where it should be is because the gold cartel has clandestinely lent out more than 16,000 tons of gold from the coffers of the central banks to keep the price from rising. This means the central banks has less than half the gold they say they have in their vaults. They cannot get this gold back. They say they've lent it. When you lend something out, you expect to get it back if you're lending it. They can't get it back because at this point in time, demand is more than 1,500 tons greater than supply. The only reason the price isn't going crazy now is because they're surreptitiously taking the central bank gold, giving it to the bullion dealers, and the bullion dealers are putting supply into the market. Once that supply is gone, the price has to go bananas. If people think that $400 gold is a lot, it's nothing. The price of gold probably is going to clear $2,000 an ounce before this is all over. So once the gold cartel is exposed, once the light shines upon them, they're done for because everyone's going to buy up the really small amount of gold that's left. And people don't understand that, and that's what this conference is all about. We want to make them aware of what is coming, and once they're sure of it, there'll be another gold rush just like there was in the 70s.
The fact of the matter is that when people in the investment community decide, and whatever it takes to get them to decide, I don't know, but when they do, the central banks will be taken out in the flick of an eyelid. And I just believe that we mustn't get too defensive about this. In 1980, 5% of investment monies worldwide was in gold and gold shares. It would take just a tenth of that percentage to take central banks completely out of their gold.
Having come to the heart of gold country to inquire into the condition of the monetary metals and the industry that produces them, we conclude and declare, while governments affect to have no use for them anymore, the monetary metals are of greater importance than ever because of their ability to hold value independent of arbitrary government power. Since they issue competing currencies, governments have a powerful interest in suppressing what is perceived as the value of the monetary metals. Governments have achieved this suppression through strategic and often surreptitious lending and dishoarding of their metal reserves. While it is seldom officially acknowledged as such, this is the manipulation of currency and commodity markets that should be free and transparent. To assist in the suppression of the monetary metals, and at the urging of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF member governments engage in deceptive accounting of their gold, deliberately confusing gold in the vault with gold that has been leased or swapped or whose ownership otherwise has been impaired. We believe that individuals and nations alike have the right to decide what they will use as money, even as we acknowledge that freely traded gold and silver are simply the most convenient guarantors of economic liberty.
The question is, is the goal here to end the manipulation or expose it, and then end it? Because once people, the biggest money in the world, knows what we know and what's coming, it'll be like the end of the London gold pool. Everybody will want to get there first. But once the people really know the status and what these people have done, that's the exciting thing for everybody here. Once they know this, it's hallelujah time. We want to make it happen this year, not 2 or 3 years from now.
June 4th, 2004. Oleg Mozikov, Deputy Chairman of the Central Bank of Russia.
Many have heard of the group of economists who came together in the society known as the Gold Antitrust Action Committee. They believe some senior officials have been manipulating the market since 1994. As a result, the price dropped below $300 an ounce at a time when it should, if it had kept pace with inflation, reached from $740 to $760.
August 8th, 2005. A highly regarded economic consultant to Russian President Vladimir Putin, Andrei Bykov, attends the Gold Rush 21 conference. August 11th, 2005. The price of gold broke the $6 price capping rule. Gold rallied $84 per ounce in the ensuing 4 months, despite a rising dollar. November 22nd, 2005. Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The central bank should review its gold and forex reserves policy in favor of increasing the weighting of gold.